Now at 6, the final moments of Decision 2016.
We have live team coverage of Battleground, Ohio and the race for the White House.
I'm following Ohio Republicans in Columbus.
Montgomery County Democrats will wait for results in Dayton.
We'll show you how high voter turnout is this election cycle.
We're covering the latest numbers around the Miami Valley.
And we're asking if voters had any problems while casting their ballots.
We're working for you as America chooses its next president.
Well, Governor John Kasich brought his campaign to Moraine this evening for a town hall, stumping for the votes that he needs on Tuesday to keep his campaign alive. 2 News reporter Tyler Utzka was there. He begins our team coverage with Kasich's message to the voters here.
And Mark, tonight Governor Kasich took several questions from the crowd, hoping his answers would resonate with the voters so that he can win his home state. Although he's not the Republican frontrunner, Ohio Governor John Kasich showed up to Friday night's town hall meeting in Fuyao in the front seat of his campaign bus.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
A main focus of his speech, improving the country's economy.
If you want to answer people's hopes and dreams, give them a chance to get a job. And that's what our commitment has been here. And frankly, folks, what I want to do is take the formula that works in Ohio, take it to Washington, and let's take some Ohio to Washington to help the entire United States of America.
All the major news outlets declared Kasich the winner in Ohio just before 9 o'clock tonight.
He watched the results come in with his family in Berea before addressing his supporters at a watch party there. 2 News reporter Robert Lowry live in Berea with reaction from the Kasich campaign.
Well, Mark and Katie, Governor Kasich celebrating that victory tonight. But tomorrow, that is when he knows the real work comes as he moves on to Philadelphia to continue his bid for the White House. Now, Kasich coming out here about an hour after the primary was called in his favor against GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. It's his first victory, and also tonight he will pick up 66 delegates.
Bernie Sanders supporters are feeling the burn after the presidential hopeful lost Ohio to Hillary Clinton.
Ivanka Trump spent the afternoon here at Middletown Tube Works taking a tour of the facility and also talking with blue-collar and white-collar workers. She talked about her dad's focus on growing small businesses, a message that's resonating with some small business owners here in Middletown.
Bill Clinton attended the annual AFL-CIO Labor Day picnic and reminded attendees that 24 years ago, he and Al Gore were at the same event.
I've always felt close to Ohio. I've always been grateful. I was grateful in '92, I was grateful in '96, and I was grateful when you voted for Hillary in the primary. It meant more to me than you'll ever know.
A new poll just out says nearly half of Ohio voters believe that John Kasich needs to drop out of the race for president.
He's expected to come in third in today's primary in Indiana. 2 News reporter Jake Rao connecting with some local voters to find out if they think the governor should stay in the race.
The race to the White House is heating up. Indiana has 57 Republican Party delegates up for grabs today.
This is the New Yorker.
Dave Parker, who runs this downtown Dayton hot dog stand, says Donald Trump has been the headline this election season. And he's hoping Ohio's Governor John Kasich bows out.
At the end of the season, he's going to be 1-49. You think they're actually going to nominate a guy who lost all 49 states except for his home state? I mean, be real.
Voters are beginning to...
I'm very competitive.
Connect the dots.
How dare you block me?
A similar strategy implemented by Ted Cruz and Kasich. They're working together to block a Trump takeover.
I'm about in the middle of it, you know. It's okay either way.
Candy Smith says it makes no difference if Kasich stays in the race.
I'd like to see Hillary win because she's a woman, you know. But the other guy can win too. I'm okay with both of them.
We continue our Decision 2016 coverage tonight from the Republican National Convention up in Cleveland. Tonight, Donald Trump expected to lose the word presumptive from his title and officially win his party's nomination for president. 2 News anchor Katie Houston live inside Quicken Loans Arena with a bird's eye view of the action on the floor below. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, Mark, you are exactly right. Donald Trump's name has been placed in nomination. And the roll call, the official roll call of states is expected to start any minute now. The Ohio delegation will, of course, be casting its 66 delegates for Governor Kasich because he won our state's primary. And this process is expected to be smooth sailing.
At this point, the roll call of states is purely formal.
Day 2 of the Republican National Convention is expected to be calmer than the first. Still, though, some drama from day 1 carried over to today.
I thought her speech was good.
State Representative and Ohio delegate Niraj Antani says he felt Melania Trump helped her husband win over some who may be Trump skeptical, despite those questions about her speech.
When she's probably never given a speech of that magnitude before, she's not the one writing every word. And so really it's the speechwriters who, have the blame, if anything, the staff who wrote the speech that really should have, checked, or whoever was supervising them should have made sure that, nothing was copied.
Mark, Donald Trump has challenged the conventional political wisdom at every turn of this campaign. It's what got him to this moment here tonight, but also alienated others, especially those in the establishment. But ultimately, as always, it is always you, the voter, who has the ultimate say.
I want to hear him talk about uniting our party.
Taking care of our veterans. Economy.
Jobs. Our military.
So I see this speech as being very crucial. He has to be able to pull people in.
But some big names in the Republican Party seem to be repelled.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Kasich.
The Ohio governor and once GOP presidential candidate is in Cleveland and attending events, but has not stepped foot into the arena and refuses to endorse Trump. Hillary Clinton back campaigning in Ohio for the second time in a week.
She had a public event today down in Cincinnati alongside Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. 2 News reporter Natalie Tendall was there, has the details of the visit, and asked Republicans how Trump compares.
While supporters inside couldn't be more energized by this campaign speech, it was a different story outside, where Trump supporters gathered in protest. Donald Trump's signs welcomed Hillary Clinton supporters to her event in Cincinnati.
Because if I don't give my all for my candidate, I'll regret it if he doesn't get in.
But it didn't seem to take any steam away from Clinton fans once inside the museum center. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren joined Clinton on the campaign trail for the first time, and it seemed to go over pretty well.
I'm here today because I'm with her.
Both women focused on the economy.
Because we want to make the point together that we must have an economy that works for everyone again, not just those at the top.
And didn't hold back about Donald Trump.
And watch out, because he will crush you into the dirt to get whatever he wants.
We're getting local reaction to that Wright State decision to not host the debate in September, a decision that came, frankly, as a shock to community leaders and students looking forward to that event this fall. 2 News reporter Robert Lowry begins our team coverage with new reaction tonight.
Well, Mark, so much has already been invested into this debate. Actually, take a look at one of these guides, which read Wright State University Debate 16. And it's something the campus community was also excited about. At least 300 student volunteers were supposed to be working at the debate, which was going to be held here at the Nutter Center. Another 100 students were going to be allowed to view that debate when it was here in September. A lot of them still, as I spoke to, said they expressed their disappointment, but could understand at least the security reasons for pulling out of that debate.
Snap a picture before it's too late. These signs displayed in Wright State University's Student Union will be gone soon, as the university announces it has pulled out from hosting the first presidential debate.
It's pretty disappointing.
That was the reaction we got from this mother and her son, who is expected to begin his first year at Wright State University this fall. She says just minutes earlier of us telling her the news, they were in an orientation meeting getting students excited about the debate.
I feel like it's just real unfortunate that we're not going to be able to have it. It's something that I always thought we were going to have, and I've been looking forward to it for some months now.
It became very clear that we didn't have a grasp on all the security, and I think the environment's happening in our nation right now has accelerated my personal concern for this.
Well, the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce estimated the first presidential debate would have brought in millions and millions of dollars to the local economy. Now the debate and the money along with it will go to New York.
We didn't know that this decision was coming. You know, the chamber and other stakeholders, we didn't have any say in this decision.
Holly Allen is the director of communications for the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce and says now that Wright State University is no longer hosting the first presidential debate this fall, the region will be missing out on lots of money.
It's disappointing, and I think the biggest reason for us as a business organization, we had estimated that we could see up to $25 million in an economic impact from this event alone.
From thousands of visitors buying hotel rooms, meals, and other essentials. Allen says not only will the money be lost, but also the chance for the Miami Valley to be in the spotlight.
Wright State had it, but now the first presidential debate is Hofstra University's. We are live in New York with a look at what could have been and what the Miami Valley is missing out on after Wright State passed on the big event.
Of course, all of this could have happened right here in our backyard at Wright State, but the university gave up its hosting rights back in July.
Natalie Tindall is live at Hofstra University for us in New York with a look at what the area is missing out on at hosting the debate.
Well, from sold-out hotel rooms to the publicity of going live here on the campus, there's no doubt about it that Hofstra University and this region are benefiting. This debate is expected to draw in millions of viewers, and they will all hear the words live from Hofstra University. That could have been Wright State, but they decided not to be the host school after the estimated cost of the debate went over $8 million. It then fell to the backup school, Hofstra University. Hofstra has hosted 2 other presidential debates before, so the Commission on Presidential Debates knew they could make it work with less time to prepare.
Obviously, Hofstra has had to work extra hard because of the timeline. They have been a terrific partner. Hofstra was a host in 2008 and 2012. They jumped right in, and they have been terrific.
Typically, it takes about a year for a campus to organize a debate, so we asked Hofstra University leaders how they pulled it all off in about 2 months. They say experience helps. Last time around, they spent about $4.5 million on debate cost. They expect this year's event will cost a bit more than that, but they're still coming in under the more than $8 million that Wright State had budgeted.
The challenge is visualizing it, right? So since we've done it before, we can visualize what it takes, how much time it takes to get signage made and put up, and what has to happen in the order it needs to happen. It would have been hard to do this with less than 2 months.
15 Wright State University students are getting the opportunity to see that debate live in person right now in this debate hall behind me. They were invited by Hofstra's president after Wright State decided not to host the debate in July. Only about 1,000 people are inside the debate hall to see Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton go head-to-head in person. Wright State students are lucky to have scored 15 of those seats. They're witnessing history.
Just what the 2 candidates bring, their excitement and their energy.
The trip to New York for these students is paid for by Wright State donors who originally put their money toward bringing the debate to the Miami Valley. Even though it's not in their backyard, they hope to give these students a trip to remember. Are you concerned about a rigged election?
Well, I think there's no question that the bias in the national media is so obvious to the American people. It seems like we get up every day and the national media is doing half of Hillary Clinton's work for her.
Well, I asked Senator Kaine about a variety of topics, among them Hillary Clinton's health scare. She was diagnosed with pneumonia on Friday, but it wasn't until Sunday after she got overheated at a 9/11 ceremony that the campaign alerted anyone to the problem. A lot of people criticize this campaign for not being transparent, and some say this is just another example of that. What is your response?
I completely disagree, because Hillary has provided much more information about her health than Donald Trump has about his health. And she's provided, of course, all of the information about her taxes going back to 1977.
They say this election may come down to the female vote. Someone like myself, suburban mother.
Good.
What do you say to the suburban mothers here in Ohio, here in the Dayton area?
Well, I think we're going to do very well, because they want security for the country, and Hillary cannot provide that. You look at what she did with ISIS, you look at what she did when she was Secretary of State, it was a disaster. She created it with Obama.
President Barack Obama had one big job at this campaign event: to energize the more than 5,000 people watching and to get them to vote for Hillary Clinton.
Hillary! Hillary! Hillary!
With just days to go before the election, President Obama is using his campaigning skills to rally support for Hillary Clinton.
And there's only one candidate in this race who has devoted her life to a better America.
One of the first things Senator Tim Kaine addressed was Hillary Clinton's health following her pneumonia diagnosis. He said after she collapsed at the 9/11 commemoration in New York City, she texted him saying she's fine.
Hillary Clinton has been on the campaign trail for 18 months. Her energy staggers me. I have a hard time keeping up with her.
Trump spoke to a big crowd here in Wilmington, addressing his visit to Mexico, maintaining that they will still be paying for the wall. There's one big thing that gets Trump supporters riled up more than anything else at his rallies: the wall he's promising to build between Mexico and the United States.
Don't worry, we're going to build that wall. That wall will go up.
Just one day after Trump met with Mexico's president, who says their country is not paying for a wall, Trump continues to say otherwise.
We're going to build the wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. We're going to stop drugs from coming in.
Well, it has been more than a year of campaigning that ends tomorrow when you, the American voter, gets the final say. Director of the Center for Political Studies at Cedarville University, Dr. Mark Caleb Smith, back with us now. It's been Ohio, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida on heavy repeat, especially in these final few days of this presidential cycle, campaign cycle. What does that say to you?
The campaigns obviously know what states are most important. They're going to focus on the states near the end where they really feel like that mobilization, that push might make a difference. So you show up, you get people excited, get your volunteers engaged, and hopefully that'll spill into Tuesday.
Mark and Katie, it's the first time in 28 years the majority of Montgomery County voters elected a Republican into the Oval Office. Today I spoke with a Trump supporter who hopes we'll see a change in government ASAP.